Hello, welcome back. Right, yeah, the workshop's a tip again. Strimmer still needs part 2 doing of it. I've got the bits somewhere. We got hit with a load of bikes, and there's another one on the way as well. Just as I cleared decks, so we have a rather nice Planet X Exocet. I think that's only the second one of these I've had in. They're a nice bike, and look at them wheels too. These are not had some of these since I was racing as a junior. Tubs, stick-on tyres. So that's your tubeless, sewn in, stitched, whatever you want to call them. The Tiger's all the way, basically the Tiger's all the way around. It's stitched in underneath, the inner tube's inside it, really light. And then they're glued on, and the profile of the rim's completely different. It's just a dish, there's no clincher. So it's just literally some double-sided tape, glue, and good luck that holds them on. I think these might need redoing. I've just pumped them up, and this one's certainly making some weird noises. And it does look like the brakes won't realign in as well. So, but absolute lovely piece of kit. Look at that carbon crank set on it and everything. So really nice piece of kit, these. Can't wait to get me mitts on that. Don't think there's a lot needs doing to it. It just wants to check over. I will look at them tyres. I'm dreading them because I used to hate doing them when I was a kid. I seem to remember dental floss was the trick. You got a long curved darning needle and you fed some dental floss through, and then you pulled it round and it shreds it all off. Either that or you just try and roll them off and rip your fingers to pieces. Anyway, that's that. Hopefully not a lot to do to that one. We've got another Planet X gravel bike over there. I think it's going to be the same as that Specialized we had. Gears are sticking. So it's more than likely we've got a frayed cable somewhere. I haven't had a look at it, just guessing. That is just full of shit. It gets ridden a lot. I think it's one of her favourite bikes. And then we've got this one, which is a Giant, I believe. Going on here, I think it's a Giant. It's a Giant. I won't call it a gravel, more of an adventure bike. Probably you could, well, I think they'd do anything, but I think you'd struggle to get some gravel tyres on there. So I think it is more of what they call an adventure bike. It's got the thicker wheels that seem to be all the rage at the moment. You can't get anything with thin wheels like that anymore. Anyway, so this has got some gear changing problems, and I had some issues. I could not get the back wheel to seat properly as well when I put it back together. So, and looking at the marks when I was putting it in, it's been like that for a while. So I'm going to have a look at that. I have a suspicion, I've seen this before, when people have had them on the turbo, they've taken the skewers out and the spring tensioners that keep the skewer centralised, they put them back on the wrong way round, and then they go over the top of the thread and end up getting mangled up in the frame. So I will put money on that's what's up with that one. Everything else looks okay, to be honest. So it probably just wants to check over. It just needs the gears re-indexing. I think it is possibly one of the cleanest bikes I've had in the workshop. Look at that. I had to put the chain on with my hand, and it hardly even made a thing. What I have noticed though is the brakes were a little bit sticky. Oh, they seem to have eased off now. Who knows? Right, so anyway, we'll do this one first because I think I can get this one out of the way quickly, and it was first in, so it deserves to be first out. And then I've got these other two bikes that came from the same person, so I'll have a look at those two. So that's that one over there and that one over there. Right, enough talk, let's crack on. So let's see if I was right. Bingo, there we go. So there's a prime example of it's been put on the wrong way around on both sides. So if I get you back on the tripod again, I'll show you what that means. Oh, sorry, dragging you around. So, there's two. Interesting. So I suspect one of them's off a turbo skewer, and that was on the wrong way round as well. So they are supposed to sit that way round. So that's actually not that bad. So I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to be mangled, because sometimes if they've been like that a while, they get right royally mangled up. So easy fix. Boom, first one done. Right, stuck wheel back in, and now it fits properly. Right, it was this back brake that was sticking. You can see it doesn't go all the way. I have to free it back off again. So I need to work out whether that's it just needs a bit of lubrication in there, or whether we've got a frayed cable somewhere. I'd say that's. You see, I'm pulling the cable here. So the only place the cable could be getting stuck is in there, and that's actually quite a decent sweep. That it's not one of those ridiculous ones like we get on the some of them. That needs shoving down as well. Don't want to get muck and crap in there. That's it, right. So I think it is just lubrication in there that will sort that out. But right, let's have a quick look at the gears. A little bit stiff getting up there. I don't think there's anything severe. Quite a lot of a wobble on the back wheel though. Yeah, that's okay now. That's moving. I think it was just tight because it's not been used for a while. Just take it down one. Right, that's all the way down now. They saw that off. These are Shimano, so it should be nice and easy to index. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing wrong with that. I suspect the problems with the gears were as a result of the back wheel not being seated properly. So that's a bit of a result actually. That saved me a bit of hassle. So just a bit of grease on there. Give the bike a once over now. Give it the usual M check. That feels fine. Just wants a bit of oil on it. I did a precursory check earlier. Precursory. Right. So nothing wrong with there. Headset's good. Checked that earlier. Wheel bearings are good front and back. I did think I'd got some knock on that one, but I was just catching that usual thing. Pedals are fine. No play in the bottom bracket at all. Just got to check the chain, but looking at the state of it, I would hazard a guess that there is absolutely nothing wrong with the chain either. So sorry, I've realised I've hung the bike up the wrong way around as well. Yeah, so that's the first setting. Sorry, the first setting I had on first. 0.75 stretch. There's no 0.75 stretch. It's going to be miles off the. That chain's like new, so it just wants a bit of oil on it. Absolutely nothing wrong with that bike whatsoever. So that's fine. All it was, simple as that. It was the springly, wingly, gnarly things in there, centering the skewery thingy, Bobby. You don't believe how many of them I get, or sometimes with no springs on at all. I have got a bag of brand new springs somewhere, so I'm rather glad I've managed to. We'll claim that as a spoils of victory. Though I suspect I'm probably going to have to give it her back because she'll need it for her turbo skewer. But I've still got to find. I bought a box of them, and it's really annoying me because I can't find them. No, they're not in there. Oh, that's where that tube of lithium grease has gone. I was looking for that. I'll chuck it in there. I'll let her know I've got it anyway. And now then, who was it? Oh, right. Interesting. That's interesting, Jerry. I might let you try that. Yeah, the lady whose bike this was, she was complaining she felt like she was reaching too far. I thought I got 110. It turns out I haven't. I've got a 90. So let me have a quick look at what I stuffed on here. Yeah, interesting. Right, so she can try that one, and as you can see, it's exactly the same. apart from mine's slightly older, I think. Yeah, the logo's slightly different. Not much though. Anyway, right, cool. Job's a good one. Let's move on to the next one. Can you see that? You're right in. Alright, so we'll just take these caps off. I've not actually taken one of these saws to pieces before. They are slightly different to the Ultigras. I am conscious we're under tension here, so I need to be a little bit careful how I do this. But all I'm wanting to do is just get an idea of if there's anything I need to be worried about under. That's bolts dropped out. I think I might be as well taking this out of here and taking the tension off it. Put that back in. I was trying to do a quick fix and just get some oil down it, but I think what we'll do is, because it is sticking, I will that's it, back again. We'll get it whipped off. Lo and behold, we're on the wrong side again. So we'll just get the tension off that. I didn't really want to have to undo it altogether. I suspect that's the thread through, isn't it? Well, maybe I might get away with this. There we go. Yep, no, we can get it all the way off. I thought it was a thread through. Some of these, the lower spec ones do tend to have a hole rather than a... Oh, well, they always have to be flipping awkward. Come on, don't be awkward. And a 5. Come on, out you come. Well, this will find out even this doesn't fit. Dinky spanners. You see all right? My arm in the way. Let me just push over there a bit. You see now? Cool. Don't lose that. That would be disastrous. Right, let's see how that moves now. There's a little bit of a, you see, that way. There's a little bit of a kink there, and there is a slight bit of discoloration, and there is another kink there as well. But other than that, that feels pretty smooth. Yeah, I don't think we've got any issues there. I think it will be in this. Right. Yeah. So it does look like it is grunching a bit, and it has been rubbing down. You can see there's a lot of muck in there. So what we'll do is we'll just take that over to the parts washer. I'll pop it to pieces, we'll pop a bit of grease in, and then we'll stick it back together. And I think that's probably the only thing that's wrong with it. The front brake appears to be fine. That's a little bit of a slow release on the front brake. And we'll have to do the same thing on the front brake as well. Just check you can see what I'm up to. This is going to take my fingers off. I know it. So why don't we just defuse it first? It's still going to take my fingers off. I know it. Do it the controlled way, so that they don't work like this on the. Oh, horrible, horrible, horrible. There you go. So there is a plastic friction washer. So they're like an They're usually plastic. Feels like it might be plastic. They go in between, they act as a spacer and also like a self-lubricating thing, but it has got muck underneath it as well, so we'll just give that a clean out. Battery's gone flat, so I've stuffed it on there. It used to be a right faff when this happened, because you have to take all the front lens off to get it in the case. I've got the case now that you put the sun on, it just comes straight in. So there we go. So where were we? We were just looking at this, weren't we? So yeah, we got that off. That's the bolt off that. Is that one? Oh god, that one's stiff as well. Next size down. Seems we're using the little tools today. It does look like somebody's been in there before us, because that is slightly nailed up. Adjustable on that. There we go. So keep them bits with that. You have a look here what comes out of where. Spring sits in the back of there, like that. And then I'm guessing that this then unscrews from that bit. So I suspect that had been over tensioned as well, and it's got muck behind him, because somebody had definitely been in there. You can see it's slightly chewed up. So you might not need to go in the parts washer now. I've pulled it to pieces. I could probably just wipe it out, put a bit of WD-40 on. Just check and make sure I don't lose any of the friction washers. Right. There's the one there. Feels like there should be. That's properly, yeah, you can see that's nailed up, and that is the, yeah, that's why it's that surface there that's got mashed in. And I think it is a washer, that. It's just that it's, oh, yes, it is a washer. I can see. Do we need to get that out? No, we don't. It's a shouldered washer, so it goes in and it sits around the bolt as well. Right, let's get a cloth and sort that lot out. What we got here? Old sample from a very nice member of the club who gave me that. It's a bit like WD-40. I sometimes use it for cleaning stuff down, because it's just, you can see it revitalises stuff straight away, and if there's any grease or muck on there, it just dissolves it and gets it straight off. So a little bit more involved in this than I thought we were going to have to get. I thought we were just going to button it up and we're done. I think the front brake's in the same state as well, actually, so it's just a case of getting all this muck out of there now and making sure there's nothing else in there. Right, so that's one done. Another half to do. I can remember how it all goes back together. It's a bit that one sits in. Right, just this bit. Smells of something. This. It doesn't smell like WD-40. It almost. I tell you what it smells of. It smells of not even magnolia. Vanilla. It's got like a custardy magnolia-y smell to it. It's a bit of a strange one. Yeah, try not to get it on the brake pads. Right. that looks okay now. So now what I've got to do is work out how to put it right back together again. So that goes there. A little bit the last piece that goes in. Because I could just rewind the video and see where it all went. Right, so that's right, that goes in first. That goes in there. This comes through from this side to there. So what we'll do is we will just put a little smidge of grease in there, just to help it move. Yep, that sounds better. Right, and then that will then go through there, and there's a shoulder on it, so the thread actually gets wider halfway up. So the thread there is bigger than the thread there. So right, and the trick with this is to get the tensioning right, because I think it was over tightened before. It wants to be tight enough so it moves, but freely, but not slack enough that you get play in it. Just a smidge more. Right, that feels okay. We might still have to adjust it a little bit. We'll see how we go. Right, so that goes over the top. That goes over the top of that, and again it's threaded down to there. And then all I need to do is hold this, hold that, make sure it doesn't move so it doesn't tighten it up. Right. So this actually locks against there. Yep, that's moving okay. So what we're going to do now is put the other bit on, which will sit around the front somewhere. And because it's awkward, that thing is going to be in the way, so we'll just pop that out of the way. So don't forget the friction washer. So that goes in there. A little bit of grease on the shaft again. Nylon washer. Missing a nut. My nut's fallen off. Who knew you can make a whole video out of just taking a set of calipers to pieces on a bike? I will squirt some, the brake pads look a bit, they've seen better days, haven't they? I think they're alright. I can still see tread in them, so I think half the time we replace stuff and we don't need to. As long as they've still got water displacement in them, they'll be fine. Right. Just need to take that off a bit. This is nylon washer on that one, so that's what holds the tension on it. So again, you want it so there's no play, and that's got a little bit of play in it. That's moving, no play. That's good. So what I'm going to do now is take my fingers and play Russian roulette. It's not so much where it's going; it's where it goes when it springs out and you miss. That's the problem. I used to have a tube for doing these because all the BMXs used to have them on, and they were evil. There we go, them Dior brakes. Right, that's a lot better now. So I will grab some cleaner. I think I've got some brake cleaner somewhere. You'll do. Yeah, so that's just got any oil off now. See if that's done the trick. Right, so that wants to go on there like that, I think. No, it's the other way around. Always look for the witness marks. So you can see there are actually points in there, not the crusty side of it. Corners we're in there, we'll give it a little wipe out because that bit ain't going to see the light of day until somebody next takes that one off. And 5mm. Oh, that feels nice. Right, just button up the cable. Yep, got spinners on again. Get the cable back into it. Let me just roll you out of the way, because we like doing this because it's so much fun. Well, shift the bike round again. It's one of those days today. So I have to do that every single time. Right, here we go. I think in a previous video I was on about some anti-vibration donuts. There you go. There they are. Those things there. Can you see that? I don't know if you're focusing. Juice we got left. Plenty, I think. Possibly. What's that sign mean? Flag. There we go. Probably easier to just feed that down. And then you go under there like that. You go back down there. And all we need to do is just stick you back in the right place. Because we had one in the other day that it was in the wrong place. So stick it over the top of the one that was in before. Oh, there we go. Sweet as anything, that. Just need centering up a bit. Do it the old-fashioned way. And then I'll just right then. Oh, that's not helping. Right, so do the same with the front one now. And that's this one done. I mean, that's working a million times better now. Going in and out as it should. Now you can see what's the front one's doing exactly the same as the other one actually, so it's got a slow return. So it just wants a bit of a clean up, bit of grease in it. Don't need to video that. Right, that's that one done. That front brake was a bit fiddly. It's still a little bit slow on the come out. It's a lot better. But the problem is this is taking too much of a tight curve. Don't really want to cut it down. It is releasing now. It's not binding at all, but we'll just keep an eye on that one. If it does get worse, I will take, it only wants about an inch out of it or so, and that'll sort that out. But I'd rather not hack down the cables as they were factory. Anyway, but if the thing frays, then we'll do it anyway. All right, I think that one's done. We'll close that one down. Let her know it's ready for collection. Just in case you didn't see on the time lapse, I did chuck a bit of lube in the mechanism on there and on the back as well. It's just a little bit tight when you first use it, but on that it's going great. Everything's really nice on it. It's nice and smooth. Nice bike. Cool. Job's a good one. Come back. Remember, hit like and subscribe. I'm trying to build it up a bit. And usual request, if you've got any dead lawnmowers or anything like that, I will take them, have a go at fixing them. Or if you just want to donate them, or if you know they're dead anyway, I can still use them, take them to pieces, do a bit of show and tell, show why they blew up. Anyway, right, job's a good one. Remember, like, subscribe. Bye. Are we there? Just one more of a quickie before we pack in. Let's just see what the crack is with this one. Bottom bracket feels a little tight, probably just wants a bit of lube on it. Oh god, them gears are soft. That's just not going at all, is it? Right, so we've got there is a split cable on there. I'm not seeing any movement at all on that. There are the bloody rats running around at the back of the workshop again. No, it's not having it. So I would hazard a guess we've got a dead cable. Let's just maybe not so fast. And as usual, we've got the bike the wrong way round again. Right, let's see what's going off with this. Right, so hopefully you can see there, no matter how much I pulled that, it was jammed. So we're getting into diagnosing, definitely a problem with the back derailleur. Yeah, front derailleur's not going all the way down either. God, I hate SRAM. That's releasing, that's not releasing, that's releasing, now it's getting stickier. Come on, you can do it. There we go. I would hazard a guess we've got a frayed cable either down there or up there, like with the other bike. And I have no idea what's going off with that one. Anyway, right, we'll take a look at that one at another day.